Welcome to episode 211 of the Left Behind Game Club. This week, we play Love Eternal. Let's get right into it.
You're listening to the Left Behind Game Club.
Welcome to the Left Behind Game Club, our never-ending attempt to make sure that no game is left behind. I'm your host, Travis Colnut, and with me today, I have three friends. The first friend, you know her. You love her eternally. Her name is Katie Lesperance.
Eternally? That's amazing.
Eternally.
Who doesn't want that?
Love you. Yeah, who doesn't?
Great.
But yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. My second friend. Surviving death by 1,000 needles or pins or spikes on the wall? It's Alex Martin.
Hello, world.
Hello, world.
And my final friend. It's our very special guest, flipping through the air. It's Kate from No Small Games. Hello, Kate.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's great to see you all. I'm so pumped. I feel like my heart's racing. I'm ready to jump back into the game and jump into this conversation.
I'm so excited to have you here. You have not yet been on an episode of the Left Behind Game Club. So, for the listeners, why don't you give us a little plug about the kinds of things that you do on the internet?
Oh, that's so sweet. So yeah, my name is Kate Hunter. I also go by Cater Blossom. I'm one of the co-hosts and co-producers of No Small Games, which is an indie gaming recap and review podcast. But we also have a website where we do game reviews, listicle style articles, and we have monthly episodes called Indie Game Roundups, where we talk about all the games we've been playing besides our featured game episodes. And I'm sort of new at games. I started gaming in 2020, I think. Got really into indie games in 2021. So I'm just having a blast exploring the hobby, I guess, and getting really into games. And I really love music. My background is in theater and music, so I approach a lot of games from an artistic standpoint and basically listen to video game music constantly, and that's often my gateway into video games. So I think that was hopefully brief and made sense.
Oh my God, amazing. No, your show is great. You and Emily do a great job. It's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. This was exciting. I reached out because I knew that we were playing this game at the same time.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out and just see if you wanted to do an episode for us with this. And then it just kind of spiraled into like everyone joining. And I'm so excited to talk about it. Before we get into that, with new guests, we always do a gauntlet to get to know our guest a little bit better. So here's a couple questions for you. Ready?
Yes.
So have you ever pretended to be sick to get out of something so that you could play a game?
I have not, but I feel like my time is coming and it's never too late to have that experience. And I feel really lucky that I get to potentially have that experience for the first time soon as a 33-year-old or older.
Oh my God.
What game? What is there one on the horizon?
Ooh, I feel like Dosa Divas just came out, and I think that's going to be my one that I'm like, I gotta skip something to get that one going because it looks really great. And I love Outer Loop games, so.
So if you cancel any plans on anybody soon, they know.
That's right. Yeah. If you're listening to this, I will be there. I will not cancel.
So sorry, retroactively.
Yes.
Okay, well, this will be kind of interesting. What's your earliest gaming memory? I guess if you got into games recently, but do you have an earlier gaming memory than that too?
Yeah, so I guess growing up, I have two little sisters. There's three of us, I guess, all together. And we have three boy cousins who are the same age as us. And so they gave us their hand-me-down PlayStation 2.
Nice.
And the only game that they gave us was ATV Off-Road Fury 2. So I played, like, me and my little sisters would go to Blockbuster and get, like rent, like, She's the Man and get, like, a bunch of treats. And we would just, like, watch the DVD, or I guess, yeah, DVD at the time. We watched the DVD and then we would kind of end the night just, like, vibing in ATV Off-Road Fury 2. And, like, we didn't know what we were doing, but we knew that it was special and we were having a great time and would laugh a lot. So that's, like, kind of my only / earliest gaming memory. And then like when I went to college, my roommate had an N64, so we would play Pokemon Stadium sometimes, which I really enjoy because I love Pokemon cards and I love Pokemon. And it's been fun because now that I'm that I'm a gamer, I guess, now. I've played all the new Pokemon games on the Switch, except for Pokopia, because I don't have a Switch 2. But, so those are kind of my early gaming memories. But yeah, ATV Off-Road Fury 2 for the PlayStation 2 is my, like, my one and only, I guess.
The PS2, my mind was racing. I was like, oh my god, there's so many great PS2 games. What one game is she going to say? I was waiting. And then I did not, I could not have picked that game. Not in a million years.
Nobody would pick it in a million years, but it means a lot to me, I guess.
That's amazing. Okay, so then what is the game that you have spent the most hours on?
Ooh, I honestly think it has to be Animal Crossing, hands down, like, to an unhealthy degree, because that is also what sort of started my gaming journey. Was I was working in the theater industry and the restaurant industry when the pandemic started, and then I decided, how about my new job is Animal Crossing? And so I played several hours, and then I started streaming it on Twitch, which is how I met Emily, the other co-host of No Small Games and my now best friend. So I kind of owe it all to Animal Crossing, so I guess all the hours I put into it were worth it, but I'm kind of scared to look at what the actual amount is.
You do not have to let us know. We can just
Great.
Leave that. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, you're good. What is your most controversial gaming opinion? Do you have one? Or everything you say is right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I kind of think that I guess I just have this idea that, like, games can be plays, or that video games are like plays, like, because that's what I know, and that's my approach into gaming. Because in the world of theater, like, you have you have, like, your costume designer, your sound designer, your lighting designer, your director. I guess this is true with a lot of artistic mediums, but I just see so many parallels between games and plays. So, and that's also why I like games, because I'm like, oh, someone made the music, and then someone made the visual art, and it's all coming together to create this, like, very cohesive, beautiful artistic experience, in my opinion. So my hot take is that every game could be a play, and that it would be cool to see more plays become, or, like, games become, like, performance art, in my opinion. Like, I'm really interested in that idea. So I don't really know if that's a hot take as much as it's a weird niche take.
It's not a hot take, but it's, like, the most beautiful, thoughtful answer to that question that I think we've ever had. So
that's so sweet. Yeah, I just, like, really am jazzed about it. And I feel like, especially with indie games, like, there's something about them to me that really reminds me of what I see in new play development, and just, like, artists really creating basically because they have to. They have to get this story out there, and they have to, like, make this weird little thing. And I think, like, Love Eternal is such a beautiful example of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So well said. And then I guess, follow it up with this really blah of a question. What's your favorite gaming console generation?
I, don't even know how to answer the question, because I'm like, is the Steam Deck? I just got a Steam Deck. That's cool. I think
you're probably not wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't really have, I think, okay, so one thing that is really cool, actually, though, is I just was gifted a PS4 from my neighbor who decided, like, he wasn't going to use it anymore, and he wanted to give it to someone that would use it. So it's funny because
what random ass game did he give you?
So he gave me Red Dead 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops. But here's the cool part. I saw a copy of GTA 5 for $15 at my, like, local record store game outlet place, and I bought it. And so I've been experimenting with GTA 5 as, like, my first, like, PlayStation 4 game, and that's been really fun. So I'm like, maybe I'm just looking for more games to play on the PlayStation 4 now. Like, we moved on from ATV Off-Road Fury to GTA 5, so I feel like maybe PlayStation's, like, I'm kind of intrigued, so...
Interesting. Awesome.
From Animal Crossing to GTA 5. Wow.
I know, right?
It's a slippery slope, gamers. You got to be careful when you get into it later in your life.
Oh my gosh. That was awesome. Thank you so much for answering all those questions. Now that we've gotten to know you, let's get to know a little bit about the game that we're going to be talking about today. So what we were playing is Love Eternal. It was developed by, forgive me for saying, brlka?
Brlka?
I'm not sure how to do the L in the place where I would assume an I would be. So I'm not sure.
Brlka.
Yes.
It's like kind of Polish or something. It's kind of like Scandinavian sounding, you know?
Ooh, that's nice.
And then Of course, it's published by also a publisher that I have I struggle. Ysbryd Games. I struggle with that one all the time.
Ysbryd, I think.
Ysbryd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I'm just terrible. And then this came out on PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC, and it was originally released on February 19th, 2026. We're playing a new game. Generally speaking, we don't usually tackle newer games, but this was something that I really was looking forward to and wanted to play, and it just kind of seemed like an opportunity that all of us were playing together, so why not? So before we go any farther, we're going to give our fast pitch. It's a one-sentence description of the game that we're about to talk about. Does anyone have a fast pitch? And there's an easy one,
I'm
but I don't
want to
go first
because as usual, I did not create a fast pitch.
Of course.
Yeah, one day I'll have a magical moment again where I have a great one. But it is Horror Celeste.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The end. With gravity.
Alex, do you have one? Did you prepare one?
I did not prepare one, but I will think of one right now on the fly. I would say
he's far more clever than I am.
Yes.
I get it.
Love is control.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Kate, do you have any other fast pitch that you can throw out here? Because I was going to say Horror Celeste.
Well,
but...
I feel like it's like horror story, but horror platforming. Like the platforming is horrifyingly hard for me. So that's all I would say.
You're not wrong. Honestly, when I've ever talked to anyone about this game, and I'm kind of, and someone hasn't heard about it, I'm literally saying, have you played Celeste? It's Horror Celeste, except it's got the gravity flipping part, like V, whatever, how many V's that game has.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just start setting it up a little bit. The basic story setup, pulled it right from the website here. It's just kind of the Steam description there. It says you play as Maya. You're eating dinner with your family in the suburbs when your landline phone rings. You leave the room to answer it. When you return, your family is missing and you're trapped in the ruins of a massive ancient castle. This game has a lot of like psychological horror, really good atmosphere. That's really you don't get much more than that in the first few minutes of the game. And then you kind of get thrown right into the actual gameplay. Does anyone want to give kind of a brief description of how our gameplay works here?
Yeah, I can go ahead. So basically imagine a not side-scrolling. There's no scrolling. You are given a screen, like in Celeste, with platforming to navigate through. And basically you just have two buttons. Like you have your movement buttons, and then you've got your jump, and then you have another button that flips gravity. So it will fling you towards the top of the screen. Every time you leave the ground and jump, you can only flip gravity once. So you kind of sometimes have to figure out, wait, how am I going to get to that place if I jump from here? Oh, wait, I have to start from upside down sometimes. Or it's almost like a little bit of a puzzle platformer. And then executing that is also tricky because it really uses momentum. I think that's like the best thing about how this game feels is how the momentum feels when you're flipping gravity. So you kind of sometimes you have to use momentum, but not too much because then you're going to die. And you got to find this right exact middle. And it just feels so good. It's the most satisfying. Mm-hmm. Like the platforming is just top tier. I can't say more. Yeah. You know, it's like how Celeste is perfect. It could be aggravating if it's not precise. This is the same, and it is so precise.
Yeah, 100%. Before we get too much farther, I forgot to ask, how did everyone play?
I played on the Steam Deck,
okay,
and it was great. But I did just start my second playthrough recently, and I'm gonna do big screen. I heard that Katie did mouse and keyboard, so I was like, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to be like Katie, and then I was like, nope,
insane work.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta use the controller, so I picked that up. But I did my first playthrough, completed it on Steam Deck.
Nice, Alex. How did you play it?
I primarily played it on Steam, streaming it to my phone and using a PlayStation 4 controller as my...
What?
What the hell is that?
Steam. It's called Steam Link. It's like a.
I believe you. I'm sure it worked. I'm shocked. It feels like there was an easier way. That's all. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, Steam Link works perfectly. It's like it's a pretty, I'd say, flawless system at this point.
Whoa.
Why on your phone?
I don't really know. I think it's more just my basement's been under construction, so I just needed a spot to play.
Cool.
Amazing. And Katie?
Mouse
and
PC,
keyboard queen?
Yes, on keyboard, because that's how I played Celeste too. I find it easier on keyboard because it's so precise and you can really get in there. And I think I had an easier time because I'm playing it on keyboard.
Like, that's fascinating to me. I played it on Steam Deck, but I wasn't feeling comfortable holding the Steam Deck, so I would put the Steam Deck on a tray on my lap and play with my PS5 controller. So I don't know why, but you know what? Kind of to get into my next question was might as well talk about it. How long did it take us to finish? I think Katie might have had the right idea, because I think the more complicated we got here, our time just seemed to increase a little bit.
Yes.
Katie, why don't you tell us your finish time for this?
So, like, I think average. What's the average playtime? Like 5 to 6.
I think it's like 5-ish.
5 or 6,
like that.
yeah.
Well, Jacob finished the game and then was bragging, right? He was like strutting around, all like, I beat it in 3.5 hours, I think.
3.6.
Something like that, yeah.
3.6.
Something like that. And then, you know me, if you throw me a challenge, I'm like, well, then I'm going to beat it faster. Like, that's what I'm going to do then. Because if he hadn't done it, I wouldn't have beat him, I don't think. But then he did. So I was like, well, Jacob, I'm going to beat you. And my PC and keyboard in 2 hours, 40 minutes?
Oh,
wild.
my God.
Yeah, that's right.
Insanity.
Didn't you get a shout out from the dev?
Yes, Katie.
It was a roundabout, Travis seeded it, it's fine. But yes, they're lovely. There was a lovely post on Blue Sky about like the art and like kind of the various iterations of the art. And first there was teeth, the spikes were teeth and like different stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I want to dive more into that after, but yeah, no, that whole thread was really cool. But yeah, the artist, I think, called you out on your really good game time.
I almost felt sheepish. I was like, it doesn't mean I didn't appreciate your game. Like, I didn't blow through it and not like it. Like, I did enjoy it. Like, it's not like I wolfed down a dinner and like didn't chew it and taste it. Like, I felt the game. You
felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took about, I want to say, was it 9 hours? I think 9 hours is my final playtime on my first run through of the game. And that was like some of it going fast, and then a good chunk of it being stuck on maybe like a handful, like 5 screens that just like took up hours of my life that I'll probably never get back. Alex, where did you land?
So I was about just shy of 8 hours. That was including like note taking and stuff during the game. So I would still say probably just over 7 for my playthrough total.
Yeah.
And yeah, same thing. Both 3 or 4 screens took up about 50% of that game time.
Oh my gosh. Insane.
Yeah.
Kate, what about you?
I think it took me 12 hours, and I'm just like so proud of myself for finishing it, but it did take
so proud of you.
a long time. It's also interesting because I feel like this game accompanied me through, sorry, I'm getting personal already, but I split up with my partner and I started playing the game like right before that, and then I finished the game when I moved into my new apartment. So this is kind of like my breakup game. Yeah, it's like my breakup game, and it's really cool because like when I started it, I was like, oh, I really want to finish this, and then as time went on, it turned into like I can get through the breakup and I can get through this video game because like we were together for a very long time. I moved into a whole new place, so I hope it's okay to get personal, but I think it was just interesting for me to have that relationship with the game and like pick it up and put it down throughout different phases of my, I guess, 2.5 month process of like moving out on my own. So maybe could have finished it faster, but at the same time, I'm like, I think it was very poetic and perfect the way that I finished it because I finished it in my new place like shortly after I moved in, so it was cool.
That's awesome. There's like a persistence thing,
yeah,
right?
Like, exactly.
because that was probably my primary feeling, was like, I know I can do this. And and then to like apply that to your life too, and like, I can do this, I can push through, I can persist. Who cares if I keep dying over and over and over
literally,
again?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, literally and like figuratively. But like, it's pushing through. That's really good. I mean, not really good for, that sucks. I'm sorry you have to go through that. But also, but the fact that it could easily be like this piece that teaches you persistence.
Exactly. And I honestly like don't have patience as a newer gamer. Like, I find myself really drawn to platformers because I find that the challenge within them is something I'm up for and something that I enjoy, versus like a puzzle game or a game with combat in it, which I just don't have a ton of patience for as a newer gamer. So I guess I just am discovering that I really, really like platformers. So that's also part of it. But I did want to give up a lot, and I think that it was really, like, finishing it felt great, but we can talk about that later. But I just wanted to talk about that because that is a big part of my relationship with the game and why it took me the time that it did, I think.
I think it does, the game does make it easier to keep trying because it does the same thing as Celeste, right? Where you just load up instantly. Like, there is no pause in between your attempt and the next attempt. It's whenever you feel like starting. If you want to start running as soon as like it loads up, like it's a split second and you're trying again. There was a couple of those screens where it was like I tried 50 times, but it only took like 5 minutes because it's just like, and try die and try die and try, and then you like rip off a bunch of attempts. If it was more tedious to get going, I think it'd be a lot easier to set it down.
Totally.
Yeah, there was moments where like I think I almost got stuck into like a my brain shut off and I was stuck in a loop of just
I'm only doing this.
But I'm only dying. Like, it's just like I just kept doing the same death at the same spot every second. And I'm like broken. Like, there's like I'm just continuously just doing, and I'm like, I need to just put it down. Like, it's like my fingers just kept doing the same motion,
and it's like
I
the
wasn't
simple
learning.
Part. The best is when you're like, okay, I have to get through this section, this canal, this section, go up here, go through this, all without touching any walls, and I have to get through this entire screen. And then you're like, okay, this part right at the end, that's the part that keeps giving me trouble. I know what to do. I'm going to fix it this time. And you jump and die on the very first thing. And you're like, well, never mind. Yeah. You're like, I have it this time. And no, I don't
like
actually. I'm going to die right away.
A little bit. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it's, who's played Celeste? Because it is the most comparable to Celeste, if like thinking about how it's broken down. Katie has. Kate, have you played that yet?
I actually started Celeste early on in my gaming journey. I want to say like 4 years ago, and I got so frustrated with it that I put it away. But you know what's funny is right when I finished Love Eternal, I downloaded it on my Steam Deck, so I started playing it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also played it almost exactly 4 years ago. It was just after I had my daughter. And it was a bad time to try to play a game that required like concentration and stuff like that. So I only played one session, said this is too much for me right now, and put it down. I should go back to it though after playing
yes.
It is.
This is the time.
Celeste is so good. And you know what? Celeste is it's not the horror version. It is much more positive. It's not as oppressive as this game is. There's a lot of stuff going on in Celeste, but I love that game so much. But when I initially saw this game was coming out, and last year at PAX 2025 in PAX East 2025, it was being demoed, and I needed to get into that demo. So I ended up booking an appointment, getting a demo in. Katie came in and sat with me. You can go back and actually listen to my impressions on that episode. I don't know what episode number it was, but listeners could go back and see if my impressions are the same. I'm assuming they're probably the same.
Because we loved it
I'm
then
assuming
and we love it
they're
now,
the same.
right?
I loved it then. I love it now. Honestly, it feels exactly like, I think the thing that we commented on the most, me and Katie, was like how good it felt. And I think those thoughts still carry over, just how good this game feels to play. Like, there is, especially with like a precision platformer, you want it to feel like you're doing, if you messed up, it's you, as opposed to like the game never feels unfair. It never feels like I'm.
There's a couple screens that almost feel unfair that are like, really? That's what you want me to do? You're joking.
Right.
And then you can do it. I'm like, I know I can do it though, but the screen still feels unfair.
Yeah,
that's an overstatement.
Totally.
But it's never the controls that make it feel unfair.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
It's the developers. We're like, this will look like a screen of death.
Yes. Oh yeah. So that's the thing. It's like you can keep trying over and over and over again. Did we like? I found this game like pretty challenging. Like there was moments where it was like really really hard to get through certain screens, and then I'd do the next screen and I'd like fly through it, and I'm like, how did I do that? How, like, obviously it's pretty challenging, but generally speaking, did it feel unfair to everyone? Did it feel like impossible to do, or did you look at every screen and say, I think I can do it, or did you really feel like giving up at any moment in time?
I think for me there were a couple screens where I did just like put it down. Like I was like, I don't think that I can do this right now, because something I experience with platformers a lot is I will look at it and try to solve it forever and ever, and then I'll come back the next day and solve it instantly. Like with puzzle platformers especially, which is something I'm also finding that I really enjoy. So I think I had the same experience with Love Eternal, where it was like, okay, I just can't even like figure out what to do, so I'm just gonna like put it down, and then I'll come back to it, and I know I'll be able to solve it. And so I think that like really helped carry me through, but I also think like there are specific kinds of levels, I guess, or screens that I would be really excited to do that I felt I was naturally better at, like the ones with the little red gems that make the glass breaking noise when you hit the gems to flip again. I love those ones. But the ones with like the moving blocks and lasers, like those ones are really difficult for me. So kind of depended on the screen, I would say, for me.
Katie or Alex, do either of you have any specific like kinds of screens that you liked? Like if it was blocks, or if it was lasers, or if it was the crystal ones?
I liked the variety. Like I was like, oh, we have a good variety over like a few hours, varying number of hours, but hours. And
called out.
They, it felt fresh the whole time. I never felt like, oh, I'm doing another one of this. Even when it was utilizing like specific things like lasers or whatever, it was always in a different way. So I think that stood out to me more than anything. The last screen was, difficult, but I looked at it, all joking aside, it was not unfair. At times it was like, dear God, that's hard, and it's going to take me a lot of tries to get it. But you can do it. Like the path is there. It's just executing it. But I thought the levels had a lot of good variety to the platforming.
Nice.
And then for me, I think the levels where like there's like floating spikes kind of in the middle spaces, I found kind of the easiest overall. And I had a lot of trouble with, I guess, the anticipation of like the slowdown for some of those sections where you had to like fall down like a long vertical pit type thing and then like time your jump. Like I'd get impatient after like doing a bunch of fast moves, then like slowing down and then going back to going fast, switching. I had switching the context between slow and fast like that always messed me up.
The rhythm switches are really nice.
I really liked the ones where I'm like falling either upwards or downwards and then having to do like the vertical all the way down, all the way up.
Yeah.
I preferred those puzzles versus going horizontally with the crystals, kind of like waving up and down, like the final screen. And there was a couple screens that led up to that final area where you're more doing like a horizontal movement, kind of waving through it. I struggled with those a lot, where I really liked the long ups and long downs of those ones. I don't know. I really liked the feeling of that. I couldn't really get a grip on those ones. And that's why I think that last screen took me forever, because I like that was probably, I think it took me 3 hours. I think that last screen took me 3 hours across a few days of struggling, because it was also like the hardest challenge, but also the stuff I was probably the worst at in the game. But the crystal sound, like you said, Kate, like breaking those crystals and kind of like the noise
yes
like, goes up with each, like you can hear the breaking sound, and it's just slightly like the pitch is just a little bit higher for each crystal that you break. And there's something really good. They really nailed, if we're gonna jump into kind of art, they really nailed like the sound design in this game. I really loved.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the crystal sound. And I feel like for me, honestly, the way that I was able to find success is through listening and not through seeing, because I was like,
Oh.
okay, this is what it has to sound like. This is the rhythm of the sounds in order for me to have a successful, I guess, attempt at this screen. And so, yeah, like the ascending sound of the breaking crystals was so cool. I was obsessed with that. And I feel like I had the last screen, I want to say maybe took me 45 minutes to 50 minutes, because I feel like that was the one thing I was better at, was like that type of platforming and moving. But yeah, I just love the sound design in this game. It's so cool.
Yeah, the footsteps.
Oh.
The death sound is a oh god, I can hear that death sound in my sleep. It's not great. But even just like the music is it's just ominous and like oppressive, but also like not too in your face. Sometimes it is kind of like sound overload. They kind of do that a little bit, where it's just like, here's a bunch of noise coming at you. But even like in some of the moments you're just like running, you just hear the footprints or the footsteps. It's just like that.
Yeah, the quietness is what feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
really
like
good.
really hollow too. Like there's a lot of like reverb on this footsteps, so it feels like you can like really see that you're in like a big hollow concrete empty dark space. It's so cool. You can like see it and you can hear it.
Now that's in terms of like sound, but in terms of like just the art itself, it's like hand drawn pixel. And we kind of talked about the artist on Blue Sky. I think, oh gosh, I wrote down their thing. Oh yeah. Give them a follow. It's Paella Genius at bsky.social.
Amazing.
Amazing. Honestly, I think their profile is a picture of Penelope Cruz. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Icon.
Is that Penelope Cruz? It is.
Yes,
in fact,
I think it's Penelope Cruz. But honestly, like we talked about that really interesting thread about how they did the art for this game. It was their first time doing animation work, which is shocking because it's so smooth. I think,
okay, so the animation that jumped out to me the most of ever, there's a lot of very unique visuals that you're given. There are a variety that are weird and disturbing. I think the coolest thing that I've never seen before is that animation that they're doing on the little like human characters when they are from a distance. And they kind of like swirl around. It's like kind of spidery, kind of spiral, swirly, like a bug, like an alien, but like kind of a ghost thing. Like it's. I haven't seen any animation done exactly like that. It's super unique. I really, really liked it.
I agree 100%. The like. That swirliness, I think her sister does on that.
Yes, on the car.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Very, not to like evoke our Phoenix Springs episode, Katie, but there's a lot of.
It's super Lynchian. It's Lynchian because it's weird and doesn't make any sense. That's why it's Lynchian. Yeah. That's what that means, right?
I think, and also like, I think one of the developers said like one of their big inspirations for the game was one of the later seasons of Twin Peaks or something like that. Yeah. And I feel like it's also the visuals, they evoke the horror so well because it's that kind where it's like everything is just slightly off a little bit, but then at times it's like really off. Like the horror can be portrayed like with a facial expression from Mom that is like her eyes are just like look slightly evil, or like even a smile, or just like a body part moving in a way that maybe it shouldn't, but everything else is normal. And I think that is such a cool choice, and like animation really shined in that regard too. I think of like emphasizing the horrors in very like subtle, at times really subtle ways, but then other times really intense ways visually.
We get a lot of really weird animations, especially in like the story beats. We haven't quite talked about the genre switch that happens about midway through this game, which is probably like I think based on reviews and stuff, might be the most polarizing part. I'm assuming some people might have really liked it and some people didn't. I guess spoilers for we've talked about a lot of the gameplay and the platforming and everything, which is very much like this is what the game is. But going forward, it's a short game, so anyone go keep playing. There's a strange genre switch about midway through this game, where it goes kind of adventure gamey.
It's yes.
Yeah, it's an adventure game. It reminds me of the old like what was it, the Scum interface, like from like Monkey Island, where it's like action and then you point and click on the object you want to use it on. So like, look, window.
Yeah, like how did that make you feel? Like what the switch when that happened?
Okay. I like the time spent with it. Did I need it? No. Because I think there's enough horror kind of sprinkled throughout. I kind of wish that it was more sprinkled throughout instead of this big block of it. Because it made it feel very detached from the game to me. Like I didn't mesh the two things together in my brain. I didn't really see what they had to do with each other. There's a weird girl at school who's like a demon. She might be like an old god or demon that's like trying to befriend you, but she's like a I don't know, like an Egyptian queen or something. So she's saying weird stuff, and like she's like, oh, the servant, he's going to do this, and you're like, what are you talking about? And she's super weird. And then I'm platforming again, and then I'm jumping around and flipping gravity, and I don't really get it. I don't get it, but like I enjoyed it, just like visually. Okay. It was cool, and like you said, it's an adventure game, but like not in detail. Like you're not solving legit puzzles. You're just kind of doing what you need to do to advance the scene. It's like a visual novel that looks like an adventure, old school adventure game. I liked it. It's not my favorite part of the game. Like it's not what I would tell someone to play the game for, but it adds a wrinkle. So I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on that whole section. What do you guys think?
I think it was like it took me so long to even get to this point, honestly, and so much trying and frustration that when I got to this point, I was like, oh, thank God, like I can just like do something else for a minute. And I honestly was very curious about what was going on here and like our main character in the story. And I was like, oh, I'm finally going to maybe get some answers as to what's going on here. But like, I think I was really immersed in this adventure game part and the horror of it, and just like going through day by day trying to figure out what is going on with Maya, because she is like a really curious character to me. And then you introduce Lacey and it's like, what? Like what is actually going on? So I really enjoyed this part, and then I think it kind of like it does feel like a really abrupt shift, though I could see like if you were playing it in a shorter amount of time than I did. But then I think it does kind of even out a little bit after this chunk, and it kind of like brings you back to the platforming a little bit. But I was like just honestly kind of relieved to not have to use the platforming brain anymore for a little bit. So I did like it, and I liked the kinds of horrors that it exposed.
So just before we started recording for this, I basically replayed the first half of the game, and now having replayed that after playing the entire game through, I actually realized there's actually like there's a plot, and it's not as obvious as I did not catch a lot of it on the first go, but I caught a lot more of it on the second go. It's like a cycle. So like the second half of the game is repeating a cycle from the first half of the game, but it's in a different context. So like there's a whole series for this thing where and I liked the way that, looking back now, I like the way that it kind of actually told that story in a different way that's basically like reliving the memories of like the isolation and all that stuff through another person's memories and putting it into their context versus the last person's. So that's kind of what's happening. There's like a weird shift. I don't know if anyone else has thought about the plot really at all.
There's a lot of dog stuff. At first, I was like, am I dead? And then I was like, it was classic video game thoughts. Am I dead? I must be dead, right? And then I'm like, no, someone else is dead. Is my sister dead? No, the dog. The dog must be dead. Because there's a lot of dog theme stuff. That's basically my stream of consciousness, was like, who's dead? And did this god demon lady kill them? Then I'm like, no, it's probably not.
Did you not watch the presentation?
The presentation?
The presentation? That is the plot
cleared
of the entire
everything
game.
up.
About
Everything
that.
made
I already
perfect
forgot
sense
it,
if you
though.
watch the presentation.
She literally gives a presentation. So that is the deity. The deity
She's
is
a demon
the person.
god lady.
Yeah, she's the deity. She gives a whole presentation on what her entire life story and why
Which
she
is
does
hilarious.
what she does.
I do think that she is hilarious. Like, it's supposed to be
Yes.
horror, that whole midsection, and it is horror. Like, it's disturbing and weird and off-putting. But that girl, what's her name? The weird girl
Lacey?
in class? Lacey is hilarious. I was dying the whole time. Like, the stuff she says is so backwards and so weird, but like applies to the situation that they're in. Like, it applies to the classroom and like the question that was asked. I don't know. She's just so weird and blunt. And yeah, I was laughing more so than freaked out. Except for when you move the book and the eyes there, I was like, oh god, I don't need that.
That was so scary. I feel like that, yeah, there are a lot of like really scary parts, and I feel like going back to the presentation, honestly, I wrote this down because I did just go through the presentation part. There's a part, and I think this kind of made things make sense for me, but it says, she sought a mortal companion, she sought those who long also, who feel themselves apart from the world. And I'm like, okay, so she's like struggling with some sort of like loneliness or some darkness and searching for someone that is like that, like a familiar, I guess. I don't know. I felt that I was starting to connect the dots a little bit more when I just went through that presentation for the second time. So I'm with you. I feel like it's kind of coming together for me a little bit.
And this is I literally just basically got to this point in the game yesterday. That's why it's fresh in my head. So the deity was cast out of like the shelter by her companions. She felt lonely. The only companion she had was her dog, Sweetie. Eventually, after being alone for a while, but still having her dog, the dog dies, and then she's truly alone. And then this deity is now haunting the mortals in the real world, and she is basically taking over their life and swapping with them. And that is what she does.
All right.
And she does it by connecting through things where you become lonely,
Scary.
like picking up a phone call when there's no one that picks up. And there's like that other scene where it shows one of her other people that she captured, the Divesh. He's like Divesh, and he gets like the text message where the people cancel on him, his the grandkids or whatever, and they cancel, and then he feels lonely, and then that's when he is taken over, and he walks into the scene and gets taken over. Yes,
You got it.
Oh,
Literally, I like this
Got
is
it.
you got the same thing.
Whoa.
So I think I had mentioned, I was like, I'm going to jump back into this game because we played it a little bit ago, and it's like, I'm going to jump back in, see also how it feels, how, like, can I do this? You know what I mean? Like, how difficult could it be after I've done it the first time? So I played a little bit last night, and then I was off work today, so I played today. I beat the game in 2.9 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, I did it. So I made my way all the way through the game.
Let's go.
And with the context, having finished it and then re-seeing all these scenes again, 100% I got the exact same story that you just said, Alex. The deity comes in, she kind of like takes over their body and then transports them into a castle that they're essentially trapped in, right? So she did this with Divesh, and he gets turned into a dog. All of her companions get turned into dog statues. And essentially, for like, if I've thought about what the thesis of the story is, it's about like loneliness and friendships and deciding you can't force a friendship. Essentially, you can't force someone to like you. And this deity is forcing people, you're going to be my friend. And so she takes the form of once she captures Maya properly, Maya's kind of stuck in this dream world, which is the adventure game portion of this game, where she is just she doesn't know what's going on, and she's just going through the loops, and it's the deity as Lacey desperately trying to make Maya be her friend, and doesn't understand how human interaction works, and is like brute forcing, oh, I like manga too, oh, I come to my birthday party and eat a pig's head. Like, she doesn't know how to like speak to people, but she is desperately trying to do it, and Maya broke out. Devesh did not. But I think in that little kind of mindscape, the memories were I think it's cracking a little bit because Maya's pushing back, and she ran away, right? She rejected she's like, I may be like, it's almost I may be lonely, but like, I'm still not going to be your friend. Like, you can't make me like you, even though I may be lonely, because she just got bailed on. Lacey bailed on her, right? Like, right before Devesh, the people didn't come to his to the, I think it was his children, didn't come to the birthday party that he was throwing. But I think he succumbed to the loneliness and became a dog statue, which is an insane sentence to say out loud. But I think Maya pushes back and she breaks free. And then the game does this weird twist with a VTuber, which I honestly thought was hilarious. I thought the VTuber was so funny. Like, the way that she's just like commenting, I'm just watching this Twitch stream, like, and she's got this, you know, the face on of whatever, the animated face on, and she's like, oh, these are great accent. I don't know who she's great, but I loved it. And she's just like, oh, wow. Okay. Press X to jump. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. And like, just the way she's narrating as she's playing the game. I read that as, because obviously it's the face of the angel that Maya liked in one of her favorite mangas. And because she was trying to break out and Lacey caught her one last time and was trying to make her succumb again, Maya, like, I think almost disembodied and embodied the angel, like, because you're playing as the streamer playing as Maya, right? Yeah. So you're Maya playing as the Alice Gold is the streamer's name on the thing. You're Maya playing as Alice Gold, playing as Maya, and using that strength to get yourself out of this illusion being created by the deity to break free from this like forced loneliness. Or forced emotion, or forced like friendship.
How does that give her strength? How does that how
she because that book, you read the manga, the angel comes to help people.
Yeah, what did she do? I was already doing it. What?
No, but
I'm
like
teasing
meta
mostly.
I know, but it's meta. It's like it's there's layers of meta there, right?
No,
like
I understand. I think I liked the like layer of humor that it added to
but
playing
like, why?
this game. I thought it was placed oddly for it to be like at the end of the game, because then I was like, is this the end? And then she's like, oh, it's the last screen, haha. And I'm like, is it though? And then I couldn't tell. Something about the vibe being like suddenly light. But I'm still doing the difficult thing. I felt just like incongruent. Like it didn't make sense to me. So it felt as an ending. Shift. Yeah, as like a climax to the game. I didn't know what to make of it. But like it itself was creative and funny, and I was entertained. I was like, I didn't know how to feel about, is this the end? Like it threw me off.
Because the game is so oppressive, and like everything wants to hurt you, and everything is killing you, and it's the music is like in your face, and it's dark, and you don't know what's going on, and then this light, like
the tone is lighter.
She's like, oh, it's time for a hydration break, and it's just like it is the tone is
but it's still hard. Which is, I think, what doesn't match for me is that it's so much lighter, but it's like the hardest part of the game, which may be intentional, I'm sure.
Right, like the desyncing of the two?
I guess. I don't know. The vibes were strange, and I was unsure. And I could have done with maybe a little, like, sprinkle it before. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. It's a me thing. But it didn't hurt my appreciation of the game. I was just like, it was more of like, what is this now? And I don't know. I'm unsettled again.
I feel like it is. I felt that tonal shift, and I felt like, honestly, I was really annoyed with the VTuber at the start.
Plus, if you're failing a lot, it's bad.
Exactly. And it's like embarrassing. And so I was like, oh, I'm really annoyed with this, and I hope that this goes away soon. But then when I got to the final screen, I was like, actually, I don't know if I could do this by myself with the tone, with like, I think I needed that little
gave you
tone.
A buddy?
Yeah, like I needed that tonal shift to be able to like make it through that last screen. because I don't know, in that moment I was grateful for the VTuber, but all the other times I was just really annoyed because it was so hard and I was failing so often, and then she would make a comment about it every time, and I'm just like, damn, they're doing this to me on purpose. They want me to feel pain.
Yeah.
They want me to like they want to reinforce how much I'm failing. So it was an interesting journey.
If you fail for long enough, she just stops talking. I
Oh,
speak from
nice.
experience.
Love that.
She, like,
That's
I
great.
think there was enough time that
Wow.
went by where she just was. I think I ran out of dialogue lines. Like, legit. I think
She's so frustrated that she stopped talking to the chat.
She just
She's
stopped.
like, nope.
And
And
then
this game's gonna kill me.
she just stops talking. It just randomly just be like, still here, I guess. And like just randomly little comments like that. It was like,
it was actually really funny. I put the game down on that final screen, and I think I went to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Nothing was happening. And when I came back and I moved again, she legit said, oh, sorry, just had to go to the bathroom real quick. Like, legit, like, she left this. She came, like, the game knew that I had set it down long enough that, like, and had no movement. I thought that was really funny that they added that in there. Or she, like, oh, there was someone at the door. Like, it was, like, enough things that, like, made it. But yeah, no, if you spend 3 hours on that last screen, she stops talking.
Good to
so
know.
Just take longer next time.
the comments during that entire scene where she just like, it's like that weird inner monologue you get when you're struggling. You're like, maybe I'll get it this time. Oh, so close. And like all those little weird things that you're thinking in your own head. And it's like, oh man, everyone apparently this is a universal thing because other people have held this.
Honestly, they were really well placed too. Like, if you were doing well in a screen and you died near the end, she'd say like, "Oh, so close." Like they actually like managed to make it feel very natural.
Random
as if I was
thing it
actually
reminded
streaming
me
it.
of the first Psychonauts. There's the meat circus. It's like stupid, impossibly hard. It's the dumbest. It's terrible. But the whole time there's this kid who's like, "Ow, ow, I got hit again, ow," and he just keeps freaking talking the entire time that you're failing, and you're failing over and over and over and over again. He's like, died again, and I was like, shut up. And I was like, oh, if this goes too long, if I keep failing, I'm gonna start getting mad at this VTuber who seems lovely, but you know,
seems lovely, but I feel like I did turn the volume down at one point. Like I was just like, I'm not going to listen to her. But then I needed the volume because I needed to hear when I was breaking
you need the cues.
Oh, the crystal break.
Yeah, I need the sound
cues.
cues. So they really I think that they really committed. I respect their commitment to that choice. Like even if it didn't like totally work for me, I think it left me with more questions and annoyance than like satisfaction, but I do really, really love that they like went all in on that choice.
Yeah, I'd rather 100%. You try something that I haven't really seen before that's unique in some way. And even if I don't react to it 100% positively, at least it's something like, oh, that was different. And like, you know, you've played enough games, it's like that you could make safe choices, right? To try and please, to be not inoffensive to everyone. And it's like, no, some people aren't going to like this, and that's okay. We're going to put it in because we like it. So, love that.
Nice. Okay, so I think we've pieced together somewhat the story, more or less. Does anyone have anything else that they want to talk about? Any final thoughts about the game? Maybe we'll go round table, talk about how we feel overall, what we felt, and anything else that we want to talk about. Let's start with Katie.
Overall, I loved the game. Like it was challenging in a lot of different ways. You know, if it's challenging to complete it, if the story is a little challenging, it's how it presents itself to you. But I thought it was a great edition of this type of game, of this type of precision platformer. It has its own unique spin on it. I love my time. I would play it again one day. Like I would go back and possibly just play it again. It's also quicker. It's
that'll take you
not
half
as
an
long
hour.
as Celeste.
Yeah.
But Celeste is longer. Celeste takes like a good I don't know.
Celeste is like 12 to 15, maybe 20.
I feel like it'd take you minimum 10, like 8. I don't know, but longer.
I'm talking myself here. Yeah, 12, 15, 20 maybe, but not. No. Katie's 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would come back to this and play it again just because it feels so good. It's just like it's wonderfully made.
Yeah, 100%. Alex, do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to share? Anything that we didn't talk about yet?
So going back to like that whole like control, my opening line, that love is control.
Oh yes.
So like my whole kind of reference to that obviously is like both the precision control of the platforming sections, but then obviously that like this deity doesn't understand people and tries to control their like entire scenario around them and keep them stuck in their like rut and bring them into her like shelter and, you know, own their life basically, right?
Yeah.
And like obviously it repeats in cycles and the deity learns things. Like if you actually think about what happens between the first half and the second half, they try to put on a birthday party just like in the first half, but she doesn't because it didn't go off the first time in the first half of the game. It didn't have the right characteristics, obviously. And then finally, like the final part of the game is another loop, right? So after she punches Lacey and breaks out of that cycle, the world falls apart just like the castle in the first half, and it's going into another loop with the deity playing as the VTuber on the side. And then also that loop gets broken when she breaks into the scene at the very end and plays the video game, and then she comes back again as she comes back and you play as Lacey for that last couple of seconds of the game, and then you get.
I guess yes, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, go into that.
Yeah, so at the very end of the game, the deity breaks into the game and basically ends that kind of cycle. The screen rolls, the whole world resets, all kinds of weird arts. Like it looks like the game's like animation, like assets are all like just scramble across the screen again to like reset the story. I think that's kind of what they're trying to say is like we're resetting the story, we're reloading all the assets back into the game and go again. Is that this time you're playing as Lacey and then you approach Maya to be friends and you get rejected immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess moral of the story, go to therapy. Like you can't make people like you. You have to be yourself. Just be yourself, Lacey.
That's it.
Yeah.
but very much enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Probably will not finish the second playthrough. I started up again yesterday. But it made me want to play more precision platformers.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, go back to Celeste and finish that.
Oh.
I went back and I did play it through, but I did primarily skip through the adventure game part. And just like while I was making my lunch, I just like on the Steam Deck was just pressing combinations of like the buttons to make sure I kind of flew through that section. So I didn't have to like, I wanted to see if I could do that final challenge again. So
you did.
I don't yeah, if I could have skipped the adventure part just to get to that final challenge again, I would recommend playing the game a second time, but I didn't need to go through the adventure game part a second time.
You didn't want to pour the cereal and then the milk into a dog bowl and eat it for 4 times in a row all over again?
Oh my God. No, I don't think I needed to. I'm good. Kate, what are your final thoughts? Anything else you want to share? Anything else at all?
Well, I feel like I've just been thinking today a lot, especially about because of something that happened in my work and something that we talked about with these writers, which is the concept of imperfect love. And I think that a lot of love is like imperfect. And I feel like this game is a really good example of that because it's like you could have good intentions and really like all you want is love and connection, but like the ways that we go about that sometimes in all of our relationships can be so imperfect and like cause harm to other people. So that was something that I thought about so much, like basically on my way home from work to the computer to play Love Eternal again. And so I'm basically just really excited to finish my second playthrough. I love this game so much. I think that it is beautiful in every way. I think it's unique. I love horror and I love platformers and I love precision platformers. So I'm so thrilled that like these genres have combined. I will never forget it. Honestly, like at this point in my gaming journey, I think it is the hardest game I've ever played and completed. So I have a great sense of accomplishment, but I also just like love everything about it. Like I love the story. I love the way that it feels, the way that it looks. And I've never seen or experienced anything like it before. So I guess at this point, I know we're like early on-ish in the year, but I feel like it's definitely a contender. It will be in my top 10 games of the year for sure. And I would recommend it to a lot of people, honestly. Like, even if you're not good at platformers, if you don't like them, you're probably going to be really annoyed and probably really mad. But like, I think seeing it through is really really awesome. So I love it. I'm excited to like get more out of the story too on my second playthrough, and I didn't even mind at the end of my first playthrough when I was so confused. I was kind of just like, wow, I just had kind of like an out-of-body experience playing this game and getting through it. And it's my breakup game, so I feel like it's just always going to be special and important to me. So yeah, I love it. I'm never going to forget playing it.
I will also just add, for a horror precision platformer, not that scary. I'm a scaredy cat. I was like, oh dear God, how scary is this going to be? I made Travis and Jacob tell me, I'm like, are there jump scares? Are there like smash cut screen jump scares? Is it going to, like, how abrasive, like how jumpy is it going to be? And they're like, nah, there's one. You lied. There's two. There was the eye behind the book. Eye behind the book was a jump scare.
That was scary.
Sorry.
To some people, maybe not, but to me, that's a jump scare. So there was two. So next time, whenever Jacob tells me there's this many, I will double that number.
That's wise.
But it wasn't that scary.
Awesome.
I got through.
Yeah.
So you can too.
Yeah,
if you're like, no,
there's a lot of
I don't want to
atmosphere.
do scary things. It's not that scary.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. It's atmosphere, it's setting, it's how the oppressiveness is a word I keep going back to, is how it makes me feel.
Eerie.
Eerie. Kate, that was beautifully said. I agree. I really enjoyed my time with it. It was a game that I've been looking forward to for a really long time. When I knew that you were playing it, I was like, oh, this sounds like a perfect opportunity to like invite you on the show and talk about it. I'm so glad that we did, because this was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining and giving your amazing insight into the depths and the artistic aspects of it all. Oh my gosh, I really appreciate everything that you said, and it was really, really, really great to have you. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to shout out? Anything at all? Where can people follow you on the internet if they want to do so? Because I think everyone should.
Thank you so much, first of all. And it was so nice to meet all of you in person recently. I really love your show.
Yes.
And I remember I started like back whenever you did your Indica episode, and I just felt so seen. So it's a real...
I loved Indica.
That was fun. That was a fun episode.
Good.
I like that
That was so fun.
It's so good. And it's just, it's great to have met you all in person, and then to be here now with you and talking about this game that we all have a lot of feelings about. And so thank you so much for having me. And you can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram and Twitch, where I stream indie games. I try to do once a week, but right now it's just trying to get my life back on track, and then I will be back to streaming once a week. But I'm Cater Blossom everywhere, and my big passion project is No Small Games. So the best way to find me and support us and check out our show is at nosmallgames.com, and we're also on Blue Sky and Instagram under No Small Games as well. We're a bi-weekly podcast, and we just love indie games, and we're going to keep playing them and talking about them forever, hopefully. But yeah, this was an absolute delight, and I really appreciate the opportunity to connect with you all.
Thank you so much. Katie, where can the people find you on the internet?
I'm in the blue skies. I'm around. I post a lot less than I used to. I want to try and get back in there, It was like Twitter went down, and I was like, I guess Blue Sky will be my home, but it's not the same. But I'm trying to get in there more. But yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm Lesperk, LESPERAK, at Blue Sky. I'll never get it.
You're never gonna get it.
Dot social?
bsky.social. That's it. Okay.
Oh
there
God.
It is.
This realization happens at the end of
that was
every
very
episode,
long-winded.
and
I'm
it's
sorry.
still it never
I'm
gets
on Blue
there.
Sky.
Yeah. And Alex, our inspiration. Where can the people find you?
Or maybe I'll be Alex and go, no more Blue Sky, and I'll disappear into
That's
the
right.
void.
That's it.
Valid.
No social media for me. Just on the Discord at Left Behind Game Club.
Awesome. That's perfect. You can follow me on Blue Sky at traviscolnett.bsky.social. You can follow the Left Behind Game Club on Blue Sky at leftbehindgameclub.bsky.social. You can follow us on Instagram at Left Behind Game Club if I ever get access to that. This is my
Jacob.
I'm gonna just keep calling it out every episode until Jacob gets me into that account. And then you can follow me on Discord, or not me. You can follow the show on join our Discord at leftbehindgame.club/Discord. If you enjoyed the show, do us two favors: send it to a friend and give us a 5-star review on your podcasting platform of choice. That's all I have to say about Love Eternal. That's all we have to say about Love Eternal. So I guess I will say that, my friends, is no small games left behind. Boom.
Obsessed.
Boom. I loved it. That's what we're putting at the end of this episode.
Bye.
Bye.